Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. We're continuing our ongoing series, taking a deeper look at some of the characters in Street Fighter 6. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Guile, the stalwart himself. So as always, we'll just look at some of the gameplay. And yes, I do have a move list to look at as well. But first, before anything else, all this footage was provided by Justin Wong. And I just want to say, hey, Justin, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. That said, now, before we get to anything, let's look at the move list. So Guile move list traditionally is just Sonic Boom, Flash Kick. That's it, right? And I'm not going to blow your mind too much with what's here, but there is some new stuff. So the classic Sonic Boom, the projectile everyone loves to hate, right? Still, it's Sonic Boom. Hold back, hit forward, punch, button, go. But one very key difference here. If you do your Sonic Boom, but you hit forward and punch at the exact same moment, you actually get a perfect boom, which is, well, it's just better than a regular plain Jane Sonic Boom. So first here is a normal boom, and secondly is the perfect boom. So the regular boom, well, it looks about as it always did, but a perfect boom has kind of a double helix effect going on. There's like two booms in one, and it's, well, just better. I've been told from people who've had hands-on, it's pretty much trivial to get the perfect boom. The window is fairly forgiving, so don't stress out too much about not getting it all the time. We did wonder about this mechanic in the past, whether it was just simply forward and butt at the same time, or if you had to hold charge a specific amount of frames. But it turns out it's really easy. Hold back, hit forward and punch at the same time, and you get a perfect Sonic Boom instead of a regular Sonic Boom. Now, Flash Kick, the other main Guile move. So still classic, charge down, hit up, kick, big time, anti-air. Also has the perfect mechanic. So that's the regular version, and if you get the perfect version, you can tell there's a different graphical flourish. It looks more like the classic Flash Kick versus the other one, which doesn't have the contrail effect. So basically, just like Sonic Boom, the two main moves, and they both have a new mechanic where you can get a better version fairly easily. So here's where things get interesting. Guile now has a third move. So Sonic Blade, which was his V-Skill 1 back in Street Fighter 5, is now graduated into the main move set. So it is now the third move he has, and it does work much the same. So quarter circle back creates the blade itself, which does stick out on the screen for a little whiles. And if you want to, you can hit forward and punch during it, and it creates the Sonic Cross, which is basically a very strong Sonic Boom. So his supers, level 1 is Sonic Hurricane, and yes, you can angle it upwards. The angle of the move changes depending on which button you press, so you can cover a lot of different ground with the move. His level 2 is Solid Puncher, and that's straight up his V-Trigger 1 from Street Fighter 5, so it returns, and lets him toss all sorts of mini Sonic Booms. And finally, the big flashy level 3, it's about what you'd expect. If you've seen the trailers, you know what it's all about. It does require a charge motion. I know not everyone's a fan, but it's Guile, so that's the way it's gotta be. The command normals, Guile's always got a ton, so forward medium punch is the overhead, as usual. Back heavy punch is the straight, which is just one hell of a normal, just really long range. Now here's a really good one. The back fist is different. Why? So normally he would do his back fist and it would swing back to where he was originally, right? Now he goes into the enemy. And the reason he does that is because this move is plus on block now. So if you're hit, well, you get a combo, and if it gets blocked, well, now it's time for a strike throw mix up. So yeah, pretty friggin' good in my books. Going back, we got other classics. Knee Bazooka, he does the big knee. It lets you move forward while maintaining your charge, basically. It's always been one of the best parts about it. Then we have Rolling Sobat, which is just giant flip kick. Always a really good poke, really good neutral control. It allows you to go over a lot of lows as well. And same here, reverse spin kick. In Street Fighter 5 especially, this move's always been really good. Goes over lows, and in this game has some unique properties we'll go over later. Guile High Kick, just basically the big roundhouse that lets you maintain charge while holding down forward, so you can get a flash kick after the fact. And then after this, we get into interesting territory, because he's got some new stuff. So Recoil Cannon lets you do a medium into a back fist, so a double hit follow-up. Double Shot, so it lets him do 2 crouching medium punches in a row, so almost like Jax in Mortal Kombat getting those double hit jabs. And that's special cancelable as well. More combo potential, more pressure. And then back to some of the classics here, down medium into forward medium, so the old low into the overhead. And finally, another new target combo here, so he can go basically sweep into the Guile High Kick here. So just way more combo potential. I know that's a lot to talk about in move list for Guile of all people, but you know, Guile is not really in the tradition of getting new moves. He's kind of always been frozen in ice when it comes to the moveset over the years. So graduating some of the Street Fighter V V system stuff into his main moveset's really cool, and him getting new target combos, a character that has a fair bit of target combos, is also really cool. So now, as you can see here, we got some gameplay footage, so let's talk about a few things. For one here, just Guile being Guile, so bad. So you can see here just clear as day going over the low. Low is definitely well into its active frames at this point here, and he just bops them, right? So if you know people are mashing lows, this move's always been a good counter to it. Here we can give you a good idea of the visual difference of the two sonic booms, the regular version and the perfect version. So Guile on the left is doing a perfect boom, Guile on the right is just doing a regular boom, and you can just see little things like the actual act of doing the sonic boom is a fair bit bigger. The Guile on the left, also when he stomps his foot on the ground, there's an explosion on the ground. So visual tells for sure, and I guess one of the bigger tells is Guile will say perfect if he gets the perfect boom. And for flash kicks, much the same. Slight animation difference, and also Guile will give a different shout out when he gets the perfect version. Also here, while we got it right here, Guile's crouch medium kick. Definitely looks like a breadwinner normal in this game here. Has a lot of range, and then a lot of footage. You can easily see him like counter hitting and punish counter hitting a lot of different things. Also, his sweep only knocks down on the second hit now. So usually in most games it always is double hitting, yes, but it knocks down on whatever hit actually connects. Here you can see Sonic Blade being used, and you don't have to go into the cross version. You can let it rock if you want, and it's basically like a slightly active hitbox after you do it, so you can walk around it or behind it. It's active for a little bit after you leave it out, although not forever, as you can see right here. So like right here, he goes for the rush forward, and it ended like basically right as he came in. So it's just a short while, but still it's got some value there. I bring it up because I just showed you the bad example here. Let me show you the good example of how this works, and why there is legitimate value here in using it as a defensive wall. Because exact same setup, and when you know it, boom, tries to rush in here and gets bonked by the Sonic Blade. So outside of his usual tools, this is definitely something you can do to slow down the pace of the match. Also, going back to Guile's crouch medium kick being a breadwinner. So right here, you can see it hit as a punish counter, and it gives you enough time off this basic poke to confirm into a level 1 super. So there's definitely a lot of value there for sure. Basic pokes in Street Fighter 6 can lead to big hits. Moving forward a little bit here, just a case of Guile being Guile, I suppose, but crouch heavy punch is still the anti-air cannon it always was. Hits so high up. Guile's always a character you're never going to be able to reliably jump against, and definitely case proved here. Next up here, just a case of universal mechanics, but it's probably going to be a thing to talk about here. So you can always cancel a normal into a drive impact. So when you know you're going to get hit with a drive impact, you can cancel on your own. And keep in mind, second drive impact always wins. The beta is going to be fairly soon, and I bet a lot of people are going to find drive impact kind of overpowered. But keep in mind, second drive impact always wins. So if you get caught in a button doing it, just cancel on your own, and you can immediately do it. So don't worry about people spamming it too much. Now, past some of the things I talked about, like, let's get real. The main game plan with Guile is throw booms, right? Throw booms, throw another boom, maybe throw a boom, and after that, throw a boom or two, right? That's Guile. Although just certain things like crouch medium kick being turbocharged, I find very interesting and awesome, frankly. I'm a very big fan of pokes getting a lot better. To speak on one of his moves in particular here, though, I find a very interesting change. So Guile's upside down kick here, staple move for the character. And there's a pretty significant change to the move, like how you would want to use it potentially even. So here, you see it hits punish counter, and then Ken enters like a staggered backwards fall state, which that kind of state is also fairly new for Street Fighter. But the main way you use this move is generally to force people like in a strike throw mix, right? If you're in their face, they think you're going to throw them, and you do this instead. Their throw whiffs because the move counts as airborne, so therefore cannot be thrown. And then you bop them, you get a counter hit in most other games, and then you get a combo. But in this game, that same scenario, that would lead to this punish counter scenario. And mid-screen, anyways, here, with the fact that they're falling backwards, maybe you might not be able to convert and get the combo like you usually could. In the corner, I'm sure you can combo. Like, if they fall backwards and you're already there, then whatever. But mid-screen, I don't know. Like, that's debatably not a good thing for Guile. I don't know. We'll have to play it out and see for sure. But it's definitely, for one of his most core and one of his most important moves flat out, that's certainly a very different change. And that's about it. In the end, Guile's gonna Guile, right? Of all the new characters added to this build, he's definitely the least exciting in a way, I guess, because Guile's Guile. And honestly, if you like Guile, you wouldn't want it any other way, right? He's the way he's been for a long time, and people like the way it is. One thing I would like to say, just to mention here, the perfect charge mechanic. I'm a little disappointed in that. I thought originally it might be for total frames held, like if you hold the charge perfect amount, then do it and you get the perfect attack. As it stands, just hitting forward at about the same time is really easy. But even the most easiest things, people can still screw up, right? So potentially instead of a mechanic where it could have been, a little difficult, admittedly, but then you feel good when you get it, it's one you expect to get now and then you feel bad if you botch it. So I don't know. That's just some thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think about that. So other than that here, as with the last couple character breakdown videos, I'll leave you with a full match here, raw footage. And for me, that's the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.
Our fighters have chosen their characters. The battle is just seconds away. Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Time to play.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Tries to bait him with the projectile. Player one with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. The low is denied. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Decent damage. What's next? Both fighters decide to reset the pace and assess the situation. Player two, and a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. Taking stock. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Goes for a projectile to try and change the flow, heavy for the win. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Both of them were ready for a throw. Checks him with a boom. Player one has the life lead. Can they use it? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Checks with a medium kick. Brushes that off and keeps going. Player ends the meter, hoping for a good return. A quick breather. Side hustle. Clutch, anti-air. Connects with the throw. Right lead KO. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak